A bada bing and a bada boom. Rain Delay Podcast, episode 6. We've got Biko, we've got Josh, we've got Chad, the core 3. Now that Josh is done with his pee, and we are ready to rumble live on Instagram, I'll shoot you guys a little invite. It's become a tradition here on broadcasts and on podcasts that, Josh, you gotta empty the old you know what you've got to empty before we go live.
I didn't think you were gonna just call me out like that, man. You know, I'm not one for a ton of bathroom breaks during the regular 9 to 5 hours. And so usually as soon as that 5 o'clock hits, I'm ready to at least use the restroom, and I guess go home.
Because you're trying to jam as much work as you possibly can into your 8 hours at the office.
What can I say? I'm an overachiever.
A lot of people like to spend extra time in the restroom at their places of work, boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on the company's time is a very famous saying that I've heard passed down from generation to generation, but you don't subscribe to that.
That's actually news to me. No, I'm not familiar with that expression at all.
You've never once in your life heard, boss makes $1, I make a dime, that's why I poop on the company time.
Never. Not once, not
Chad,
never.
You're familiar with that,
Get
buddy?
real.
Yeah, of course you are.
That's crazy.
This guy's on the internet. Chad's internet savvy.
Whoa. I mean,
Josh,
on.
you're 23, 24 now?
Yeah, I'm 23. I'm in my Reggie year.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Shout out Jordan. Shout out Reginald Horton. I'm pretty surprised. I was trying to think if between the age of 23 and 27 I learned that, but no, it was far before that. It was at the MLB Network days when I really subscribed to that mantra a ton. 8-hour workday, especially if you're late, you get in at 6 p.m. You're not leaving until 2 a.m. Sometimes 3 or 4 if games go into extra innings on the West Coast. I mean, you could get 3 to 4 dump sessions in one shift at the office, and it just feels great. It feels amazing making money while you're on the pot. I can't believe that you haven't realized that. Or I mean, you want to earn your money, and you don't feel like you're earning it while you're pooping.
No.
See, as someone with anxiety, I just hide in the bathroom.
Look, I like to think that I'm just one of those. I try to be like model and bully. That's all, I'm just trying to dig into numbers all day and my deep dive, and nothing can interrupt that. Once you get in a groove, man, you got to stay in that groove for as long as you can.
I just realized you're not on Instagram here, so I don't have. I've been talking to myself about
classic Biko
on Instagram.
Just talking to the voices in his head.
We've got Chad. I did invite you though here, old Joshy.
Hello, world.
Yeah, I'm working on it, but my phone is acting up.
Classic.
Internet problems, data problems.
I shared the Wi-Fi password with you. It's the first time I've ever done that.
Oh, Biko invited me.
You bet your bottom dollar I invited you to join.
Thought I just clicked on the. Okay. Oh, send request. Oh, it always makes me send a request, and I'm gonna be honest. I hate that.
Yeah, I sent you 2 invitations, but they don't work. Instead, you have to send me a request to join my live, which I do like. I do like that I have to be asked before.
I don't like giving you that power.
Yeah, it's a lot of power. It's a lot of power I've got there. Okay, Josh, where is pee stored in a man's body?
I'm pretty sure it's the kidneys. This is Jeopardy. I'm pretty sure it's your kidneys.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm dead serious.
Chad,
this is the Josh Zalewski gaslight episode.
Am I missing something here?
There is no way that you store pee in the kidney. In men or women.
It's not your liver.
It's definitely not your liver.
Dude, Oh, you guys are gonna make me like Google this or something.
You're gonna have to Google this.
Yeah.
Josh, pee is stored in your testicles.
Dude, no, that's not true.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
no way.
It is. It is. You should respect your elders here.
I don't think
You
you're
don't
right.
have as much life knowledge
I don't think you're
as
right.
Chad and I.
You gotta
You've
be really
experienced
careful when it gets really cold. Otherwise, like, it could freeze.
Correct. Yeah, and that is bad.
Biko,
Very
you
bad.
still haven't accepted my request.
I did accept your request. Instagram. I did.
It's saying now.
Ben-
Now he's accepted my request. Now you do once I mention it.
There he
Heyo!
is. There he is.
Ben Eric in the comments said he's the lucky winner here on Jeopardy. It's the bladder, Josh. The bladder. That's all the bladder does is stores pee.
Oh, dude, that's crazy.
Have you never heard of a bladder before?
No, I'm familiar.
I'll be
What'd you
completely
think it
honest
did?
that I was forgetting the name of the bladder while we were taking the joke. I was like thinking in my head, I was like, what is it actually called?
Huh.
Yeah. The kidneys?
Huh.
Pee was stored in the kidneys.
This is fascinating.
The kidneys do way more important things. Like the kidneys, they do other things.
Oh, but it's part of the urinary system. That's what I'm seeing here.
Well, yeah, they help detox. They help with the toxins, and then the kidneys. They create beans. That's where if you ever get kidney beans, that they come from kidneys. So
You don't want kidney
if you're
beans.
ever
Those are
eating
real
those-
painful to pass out.
They're delicious though. They're delicious
Well,
on the
yeah,
way
if
in,
you get them
painful
like
on the way out.
naturally sourced, but when they form inside your body, it's tough.
Yeah, James in the comments said the kidneys flush the bad bits in the pee. They put the bad bits into the pee, and they keep the good bits in your body. I think that's what the kidney is for.
Nice.
And the liver does something
Sounds
similar.
pretty good to me.
Because when we drink, it's bad on the liver. So the liver's probably soaking up some kind of toxins as well. Yeah,
It's a good conversation so far.
This is a good anatomy lesson. We had the National Football Championship a couple days ago. I did not watch a second of it, and I haven't seen one single highlight on social media. How crazy is that?
The only one that I saw was one that Josh showed me this morning where a news station couldn't film their own, and so they drew the highlights out in Microsoft Paint. And that was also the most knowledge that I knew of the championship game, other than the fact that Michigan won.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's whiteboard broadcast, stolen valor.
I felt like that was completely on brand for us. Something I want to have us try our hand at some point. I really liked it. Biko, why did you not watch a single second of the national championship game?
I was watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Oh. How what?
Yeah.
Just one episode? 2 episodes? Because a national championship game isn't like an hour, you know?
I think I got 4 episodes in. This was Monday night.
Yeah, correct.
Three or 4 episodes. Yeah, we're on season 11, so we've just got one more, and then we're caught up, which is quite a quest. Yeah, now we've got.
Do you like the New Jersey one because it like makes you feel connected to your area, or like the characters
as I
particularly
podcast
good?
from Jersey City. It's and they're mostly based around like Paramus. Sometimes they're in Bergen. They'll pop over. So it's cool to see some scenery. No, they're very Italian and it's very family based. It's incredible. It's probably my favorite Real Housewives series. I do love Salt Lake City as well because you've got the Mormons. There is one Jewish woman. There's a Muslim woman. So like that all happening in Salt Lake City is quite a collection. There's one woman who like basically runs a cult church and married her grandmother's husband. Like there's some wild stuff going on in Utah. I've never been, but I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great
You
time
guys-
when we're there.
You haven't Real Housewived before?
No,
huh?
I only bachelored in my life during COVID,
I've bachelored.
and then also I believe in 2021, we were big bachelorette and bachelor people, and that was mainly because for my roommates and I, it was a way to have girls come over and hang out at our house. But
Genius.
see, Here's the thing. We were pretty inept, so it really, didn't really aid us in any way. We just formed friendships, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's good. It's good to have some friendships with women, and if it doesn't evolve past that, that's okay. The 2020 is like a fever dream for a lot of reasons, but that's when I really got into The Bachelor. I mean, quarantine and COVID and all that makes us do crazy things, and we actually had myself, Kara Heater, Savannah Alaniz, and gosh, we had, Devin Ashton, Lizzie McCurdy. We had a pretty good revolving cast of, we would go on Facebook Live on the Savannah Bananas Facebook. I think they still live on there. And we would recap Bachelor episodes. The Savannah Bananas official count on Facebook. It was just me and Jamaica Queens and whatever 3 ladies I had that week in Grayson Stadium. And we were talking about The Bachelor.
Dude, that's pretty legit. What season were you watching?
That was Matt James's season.
Oh, I watched that season. That was my last go-round. That was the farewell tour for me and my friends.
That was also my last go-around. I got really into it. I actually listened to a podcast called Game of Roses that turned The Bachelor and The Bachelorette into basically a sport, which was pretty awesome. They would always have an MVP of an episode and the play of the game and the biggest blunder of the episode. It really made it a lot more enjoyable. But yeah, you watch a couple Bachelor or Bachelorette seasons, and the theme is a little repetitive for me. Whereas the Real Housewives, I've watched Orange County, I've watched Beverly Hills, I've watched Salt Lake City, I've seen New Jersey, I've watched New York. They're all completely different ladies, different scenarios, different
drama. Can you rank them for us, your personal ranking, our scale
from
the Real Housewives
what I've
seasons.
Seen? Yep, and I have not seen Atlanta, which I think is pretty much universally loved as the number 1 overall. I have not seen Miami, which is a pretty big one as well. So that has to be kept in the back of everybody's mind here. But New Jersey, I think, is my favorite, although I love those New York ladies. Now, there's 2 different New York casts. There's the OG cast, and then they just had a new season with a whole fresh cast because things got a little mucky there. And now they're having a girls' trip where they kind of get some of the best folks from the New York years, and they go on, a trip to a French island or somewhere in the Bahamas. I'm going to put New Jersey number 1. I'm going to put New York 2. Then I'm going Salt Lake City. I will do Beverly Hills 4 and Orange County 5. Those Orange County ladies. It's like a culture clash. I don't know what's going on out there by the Pacific Ocean. They don't really appeal to my Northeast sensibilities.
You don't understand that Hollywood stuff, huh?
No, well, Beverly Hills is the Hollywood one. Beverly Hills different than Orange County.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yep. But still, Beverly Hills was number 4 out of 5 for me. So once again, I'm putting the 2 California shows pretty far down. Oh, Potomac! I forgot about Potomac. I'm putting Potomac as number 4. I'm gonna put it right behind Salt Lake City, but I do like Potomac a lot.
See, I've just never been one for reality TV. It's one of those things that always kind of just it feels wrong at times. I don't know. I don't know enough to know the ones that are ethical, I guess. But stuff I don't know. What channel is the Real Housewives on? Because stuff like
Bravo.
TLC is just, that's when I think of reality shows, I think of stuff like that, and I'm out. Not a fan.
Well, my beloved host mom Paula Berman is a big TLC fan. That's where you get Love After Lockup, you get 90 Day Fiance.
I watched a lot of 90 Day Fiance when that was at its prime. But
90 Day Fiance.
That's about it.
I've sat down with Paula after, working at the office, putting a good hard day's work in. We'll sit down and watch a few episodes of 90 Day Fiance, and I can't tear my eyes from the television.
That's the thing, is I can't either, and I know what it's doing to me, and I don't like what it's making me be.
Yeah, it's addicting. I feel like for my soul, it's better if I'm watching what I would call, what I would call scripted television, what everybody calls scripted television.
Fiction.
But, correct, fiction, yeah. But reality TV is also, you got to be able to see through, there's a lot of fiction in reality TV, too.
Oh, yeah.
everything you see isn't exactly as you see it. You got to think about the producers. What do the producers want? They want drama. They want ratings. So it once again, just like listening to Game of Roses with The Bachelor, if you could see things from a television lens, which we are in the industry, so I think we have a slight idea about it, and we've been a part of a couple documentary series, so we understand how, although both seasons of Bananaland are incredible and very different from what some people would say trashy reality television that I've watched a lot of, you're not seeing everything. You're never going to see it all, and there's some juicy things behind the scenes that did not make it in to either Bananaland season. And I'd say those are things that would be encouraged, and the producers would be poking us. Like if there was a TLC or a Bravo show following the Savannah Bananas, we would have produced, like I would come into the office and I would say something so egregious to you guys to start a huge fight, but that's just because a producer told me to. Like they gave me some kind of information. They gave me some dirt on one of you guys, or I'd come into the office and I would start spreading a rumor that I heard somewhere to everybody but you. And then you would hear it, you'd get really mad at me, and I'd say, no, I was just trying to let you know that people are saying this. But I was going behind your back. I was causing trouble. I was creating content for the show. So you got to be able to see things through, papier-mâché glasses, as my grandfather always says.
I mean, I don't see why, regardless of, I mean, like, Bananaland Season 3, if that comes out in 2024, I mean, let's just have the subplot of the entire documentary be the constant bickering between Josh and Biko on BTV. I mean, let's put on that facade and let's get that going. Like, people have got to take a side on whose vision is the best for BTV.
Well, I just realized that we just did this for an entire tour. We had 87 broadcasts where I'd say on half of them, we had our dear friend Kyle Lewiggs on, and on probably 80% of those broadcasts, you and Kyle were beefing, and most of that was fabricated to a point. I know you guys actually got mad at me.
I wouldn't say it was fabricated, you. Pal. I don't like that guy. Okay, I'm gonna. Hey.
Kyle's the one. He's the guy who's got the producer in it. And I think Kyle is the producer, truly, because I don't think, if anyone's a producer, it's probably Kara Heater. But I don't think Kara was influencing him. This was all under Kyle's own accord. He comes into the broadcast, and he was just trying to twist your nipple, He was just poking your sides. He was trying to get your gib, as my great aunt always said. And he was fabricating conflict, but you played into it completely, which then turned into real it evolved into real conflict. But I think a lot of the time, Kyle was just trying to be entertaining.
To be fair, I think that it's universally agreed around here that Josh is the easiest person to get a reaction out of, and his reactions are always the most grand and fun to see.
Huh.
Correct.
I don't know if I agree with that one, but that's okay.
Am I wrong? Yvonne did it like 3 times on the podcast last week.
You're an explosive man. You're
a passionate man. Jinx.
Yep, you're passionate. You've got a lot of passion, and you've got a lot of emotion, and you are not afraid to let that emotion take you wherever that journey is going to take you. Sometimes you try and hold it in, but sometimes when you try and hold it in, it just makes you explode even more. So it's like a double-edged sword there of you're an excitable man. Look, I think what I'm trying to say.
Dude, it's that Macedonian blood pumping through my veins. That's what I can chalk it up to. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess I get going, but I'm a passionate guy. And what else is there to say about the matter?
Where is Macedonia?
Macedonia? It's somewhere near Greece.
Yeah, it's above Greece.
Yep. So it's on the Mediterranean, eh?
Yeah, I think so. By the way, I've been told not to bottle up my emotions, so that's probably why
you shouldn't.
I just let it out. It's not good for you.
No, it's for the better.
It's not healthy.
It's for the better. It makes you who you are.
It is for the better. Now, we have hired a plethora of new full-time staff since I was last in the office 5 days a week in, September and the beginning of October. So I can't speak for the folks who've been hired before. I've really gotten to suss them out. But through last year's tour, there is no doubt in my mind that you are the most excitable person in the office. Try and name somebody more excitable than you.
Yep.
You can't.
Hold on. Just, you guys talk about something else, and I'm just going to put on that thinking cap real quick and get back to you. So please hold.
Speaking of caps, Biko, you have to address the hat and long hair allegations that are going on. What you got going on there, Haas?
So I have not cut my hair since the 2024 Banana Ball World Tour Draft on
October 5th,
2023 of last year. Correct. And I don't know, I haven't cut it since September, and I maybe haven't cut it since August.
Wow.
My last haircut was sometime in August or September, I believe. I'm just letting it eat. My fiance Lauren says when I get like my classic, kind of like buzz the sides, flip the front, I'm a little boyish. I'm a 27-year-old little boy. And when I've got a nice big old mane of hair, I look like I'm a little more mature, or at least close to the 27 years old that I am now. So, I'm just, I was long hair, don't care, like pretty much my entire life until 6th grade when I got my first ever haircut, pretty similar to what Josh has going on right now, except I didn't have that natural, beautiful little thwop in the front. It was a little more like kind of like a little Justin Bieber, but probably with a couple inches before my eyebrows. And I was like, whoa, my grandma Maddie, said that I looked very handsome, and I was like, I think I just unlocked a new look. And pretty much since then, this is the longest my hair's been since 5th grade. So I'm just kind of goofing around, and then we had a creative call yesterday with a lot of our good pals, Zach Bro, Yvonne, and Mr. Sachi, and ZB, who is a master of many hairstyles and clothing styles as well, asked if I ever tried to do like a middle part, which I haven't, but I'm interested in it, and he kind of gave me some tips on how I could maybe make that happen. Now, if I reveal my hair, it's not a middle part. I've been trying this for 2 days. It's absolutely failing, but that's what I'm attempting to do here, and for the time being, I'm wearing a hat because what's going on under here it's not a middle part.
Oof, that's a cow lick, partner.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do like a, something like that, and then something like this.
Yep.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep.
And
because you normally just go like one wave back, right? Like I got that. Normally I got that middle part, but it's kind of just natural because I have so much hair already that it's got to go somewhere, and so it just kind of does it normally.
Yeah. So this is.
I like it. I see where it's going.
For the folks in the future on YouTube, because I'm currently here on Tatooine, you can't see it as well as you can on the Instagram Live. But yeah, I'm trying something. I'm seeing if it works out. Just trying something real quick, and also it's kind of just inventing a new look for me because, as people know, since my baseball career ended after Syracuse club baseball after I graduated from the U, I don't really wear hats. It's very rare to see me in a hat, and I'm just goofing around.
See, I wasn't used to it yesterday, but today I like it.
Yeah, it's good with the fit.
It.
I do like what you put together today.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's very New Yorker.
Thanks, guys.
Honestly, like it feels good.
Thank you. And for currently a Jersey boy, that's what we all aspire to.
Well, it's all the same to me.
Anybody
Southern
right?
pick.
Anybody in New Jersey just wants to be a New Yorker. And I did go into Manhattan today to have lunch with our good pal David Bellinson of Rumor, and I had a little flannel. I had my Omagong by that tan jacket from the brewery in Cooperstown. So I had that on top of this, the whole fit. David was rocking his Rumor hat with some sunglasses that he slapped in right where I've got like my headphones right here. So we were a stylish duo at Bubby's in Lower Manhattan today. And I figured I could let it rock for the podcast too.
I can only imagine that everybody in that joint was just turning their heads, looking at you guys when you'd order, when you stood up and came in, when you stood up and left.
It was very distracting. But, luckily, David and I were able to lock in, and we talked a lot of shop. Did
you guys take
people were gawking?
Yeah, did you guys take pictures with anybody at all?
No, we denied many people.
Oh.
A lot of people asked us if they could have some pictures with us, not because they recognized us, but because of how fly our fits were. And we said, listen, if you knew who we were, we would take the pictures. But it's kind of disrespectful to somebody at the peak of our crafts, like David and I, to be taking pictures with people and they don't even know who they're with. So we said, no, we're in New York. We're not feeling fans first. No pictures for you.
Respect.
Sometimes you got to lay down the law. But, there's like 12, 13 people asked for pictures with us. We said, no, not tonight. Not right now. Maybe in a public setting. Maybe at an opportunity where you like a paid money to see us talk or something at an event. Then we would, do a picture with you. Or an autograph. Not both.
Yeah.
One or the other.
But, isn't a panel.
No. We are human beings. I mean, people often forget us folk in the public eye that we actually are humans. And we can't just stop our conversation every 30 seconds to take pictures with people who think Fashion Week came early. So,
you guys want to get Woj bombed real quick?
Yes.
Woj bomb, maybe Schefter bombed. You kind of pick your poison here, because the benefit of being on Instagram Live while we podcast is that I glance over at my phone and I try and keep in touch with things and make sure everything's still good on that front. And I see a couple notifications and whatnot come up on my phone. Nick Saban just retired.
Oh!
Yeah!
Wow. Jim Harbaugh ended Nick Saban's coaching career?
I guess that's what people are going to be saying. Yeah. Get
How about
Harbaugh.
them apples? Speaking of not watching the national championship, I bet Nick Saban was sitting at home watching the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh, I went to the netherworld. I know what happened. I said Nick Saban was probably at home watching the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Yeah, I'm back and better than ever.
I wouldn't either that or filming another Affleck commercial.
He's not bad. He's not a bad actor.
No, he's not.
They're not bad commercials. That's a pretty good Woj bomb. That's not bad at all. I noticed my mom was watching. I'm sure she's bored of the podcast at this point. Just kidding, Mom. I know you're still there, and you complimented my hair. Thank you. We were talking about Cars for Kids on last episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yvonne on because it was one of the legendary jingles of all time, right up there with
J.G. Wentworth.
I Need Cash Now. Yeah, J.G. Wentworth. She said I actually got Cars for Kids money when I was a youth to go to a Jewish summer camp. A little known fact about Biko, I'm Jewish, and I've always been very scared of sleepaway camps.
Why?
I didn't want to be separated from my parents. I'm a homebody. That terrified me as a kid. And then this was like 9th grade. So like I've evolved past that at this point in my life. I'm like 14 years old. And for some reason my mom finally convinced me to go to my first ever solo sleepaway camp. Because I went to Ripken baseball twice, but that was with my dad. He went with me to Aberdeen, Maryland. And I had never done a sleepaway camp by myself until then. And I guess this thing was rather expensive enough that my mom got Cars for Kids money to send me to this Jewish summer camp for a week. And then I got there. I was fine. I did not want to be there because I personally felt like I had a lot better things to do with 5 days of my life than go to this little camp. And it turns out I'm having lunch there. And like I have been there 2 hours, maybe. Max. And my mom and my dad both walk into like the cafeteria. I'm making friends. I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm making strides. Like, maybe it won't be the worst 5 days of my life. And they're like, hey, can we talk outside real quick? Yeah, sure. Put down my matzo ball soup, walk out. And And they're like, "Do you want to be here?" I was like, "No, I was doing this for you. Like, I don't want to be here. Why would I ever want to be here?" I mean, my dad's Catholic. He doesn't care if I'm at a Jewish summer camp. And it turns out they felt like it was very dirty. Like there was trash all over the ground and stuff. I didn't even notice this. But they were like, "We don't really feel comfortable leaving you here. But if you really want to be here, we will leave you here." And I was like, "No, let's leave. Are you kidding me?" So I was there for like 2 hours. I've done like 2 hours of summer camp away from either of my parents. And luckily they saved me before I even had to like do any activities. I just had like half a meal.
Did you guys get a
Wow.
Did you get a refund on the the Cars for Kids money?
I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean,
So it
I
was
think
not
Cars for Kids.
It was not Cars for Kids money well spent.
No, not at all. We wasted some Cars for Kids money. But really, if the camp was a little more cleanly, my Bob just commented it was a schlock house. Yeah. If the camp was a little more tidy, then the Cars for Kids money would have been good to go. But I walked out of that like little mess hall. I went into the cabin that I dropped all my stuff at, which there was like going to be like 8 dudes in there. I'm like, this stinks. I don't want to sleep with 8 random people I've never met. I grabbed all my stuff and left, and I was like, this turned out amazing. Called my buddy Eric Dunham. I was like, we're getting weird this week. Yeah. Because we were at the point in our lives where we were sneaking out of our houses and causing trouble in Saugerties, New York. And we were both heartbroken that we were going to have 5 opportunities of sneaking out of whoever's house we were at and biking around and, getting into some shenanigans. I was like, I can't believe that I'm not going to be able to do that. But, this is what we do for our parents. And they raised me. They were amazing. So I was like, yeah, I'll go to a 5-day Jewish day camp. I'll bite the bullet. But no, it says, look, thank goodness it was a schlock house. And I was able to leave. It looked fine to me. Like, there was like a lake. They had tons of like inflatables in the water. But I've never had a critical eye. I didn't, I'm not looking. I'm not trying to see the garbage that's all around. I've always had a pretty sunny disposition about wherever I ended up in life. But yeah.
Gosh, you ever done sleepaway camp?
Josh, you ever done sleepaway camp, buddy?
Actually, yes. I did 2 sleepaway camps in my life. I was like in middle school, I think, at the time.
Yeah,
was
you
about
were a
the
braver
age.
kid than me. Yeah. What kind of sleepaway camps? Macedonian?
No. I think they were through like 4-H.
Oh, 4-H is good. I did a little 4-H growing up, but it was
Yeah.
really just my dad and some of our weird like hippie friends and their kids making arts and crafts at my grandparents' house. But we called it 4-H.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they were both 4-H camps. Dude, to me they kind of rocked. Like we'd go and then we'd do a bunch of cool stuff. Like you'd get to zip line and then you'd get to go and play in the creek and or you could like go off to the beach or like go on an inner tube. Like, I mean, climb a rock wall, play some volleyball, play a little basketball. Like the opportunities were endless at this sleepaway camp. And then, like, your parents could, I'm pretty sure our parents did it. They could, like, set you aside a little money, and you could have access to it at certain times. And you just go and buy a boatload of candy and just get on a sugar high.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was
That's
great.
pretty awesome.
You weren't
Well,
scared
so
to
this
leave your
was-
mom and daddy?
Right. That was my question. Good producing, Chad.
Do what now?
You
You weren't too scared
You
to
weren't
leave your
scared
mom
to-
and dad?
Oh, no.
Correct.
I've always been, like, a pretty independent kind of person, I would say. Like, I just like going off and doing my own thing. You know, I don't feel the need to, like, really, I guess, I don't know, rely on a bunch of people. Like, I just like, I like charting my own path.
You're an alpha male.
That's brave of you.
I
I've always called Josh an alpha male myself.
I don't know about that, you know? Like, I wasn't one of the leaders amongst, like, the 8 or 10 people that I was in a cabin with, you know? Like, I wasn't the top of that totem pole, but I also, surprisingly, because, you know, I wasn't coolest kid in middle school, or elementary school, or primary school, or kindergarten. That's besides the point. But I wasn't the bottom of the totem pole either at camp. So that was huge for me. I was just right in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know if the world understands how traumatic some of Josh's youth has been. See, you really blossomed into a beautiful young man, but you had some awkward years.
Oh man, yeah. I'm gonna have to like find just make a slideshow of old pictures or something like that, and maybe we'll like look at the evolution. But trust me, there were a lot of growing pains. Sure. Again, and girls didn't give me the time of day either, you know? Like, I would just go up and, like, try and say hello, and they'd just be like, get away from me.
Did that ever happen to you? Were you actually, like, flat out rejected to your face?
Was I flat out rejected to my face?
Yeah.
Of course I was.
Wow.
Josh's schooling and evolution couldn't be further from what I experienced in the hippie and redneck world of Saugerties, New York. Madison, Georgia, the kids were ruthless. I mean, the kids were ruthless to you.
I can't understand it, man. I really can't understand it.
Chad, I feel like you've always been, a unique cat. You can correct me if I'm wrong with that. Did you ever experience any kind of like bullying? I mean, Josh was bullied. Let's
Hey, that's called character growth right there. I'm the man that I am today because of it. Thank the Lord.
No, but Chad, you were in Savannah. I feel like you also didn't really experience it.
I always went to very small, like schools, and like I was always within a bubble. Always, was always in like a tiny neighborhood where like there was like 6 other kids. My elementary school, middle school, there was like maybe no more than like 20 per grade. And so like from like birth to like the time I transferred from private school to public school my junior year of high school, I was basically with the same people that I've known for like my entire life.
Yeah.
And so like I think everybody just kind of like accepted that like, Chad didn't really talk, but if you want to go like record your voice into his Nintendo DSi, he'll like reverse it and make it sound funny. So that's what I had going for me, and everybody kind of just let me be, So no, I wasn't. I have 2 brothers though, who are both star football athletes, and
just like you.
Yeah, well, what I had to give it up to be where I am now. And so I was definitely roughhoused a lot, but straight up bullied, nah.
In a brotherly way.
Yeah.
In an older brother.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Oh,
okay. Oh, wow.
I don't know if we should dive into this. I'm a little scared.
Were you roughhoused only by your brothers, or were you roughhoused by the public?
I've never been in a fight, I'll tell you that much.
Likewise. It's a pacifist podcast.
Yeah.
We're lovers, not fighters.
I have been.
We're podcasters, not fighters.
I have been on. This is gonna sound really bad. And I'll open this can of worms for the sake of our wonderful listeners, because we're 38 minutes, almost 40 minutes into this thing. So if you're listening,
and
you're
Scooge
getting
just joined,
the real
so now it's really
Chad Reese right here. I have been the aggressor before, but I
you've
was
been the
so
bully.
powerful. Well, I won't say that I was a bully, but I did fight somebody. But I was so powerful that I ended it in one swift blow, and there was nothing further after that. There was no need to continue because I was already the victor. How
old were you?
I was like maybe 12.
Okay, so like 6th grade, 7th grade?
7th grade, yeah, around there.
Yeah.
And this one kid was like, this was probably like the most I've ever been bullied. Speaking of great commercial jingles, this is a very tight-in moment here.
It's a circle.
This kid was like bugging me, and he was just like constantly singing the freecreditreport.com jingle at me. Like, I don't know why.
You've always hated that jingle.
I can't deny that it's a great song. But it was the one where it was like, it wasn't the freecreditreport.com, tell your friends, tell your dad, tell your mom. It was, which is the better one, It was FREE, that spells free, creditreport.com, baby.
Yeah.
He just kept saying that over and over and over and like really like pointed at me and was like really like trying to like
Menacing.
very menacing. Yeah.
He was antagonizing you with this jingle.
For some reason, yes. And we're leaving lunch at this point. And I've got my lunchbox, as I do. And for some reason at this period of my life, I was a big soup kid. I had soup for lunch like every day. Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Loved
From
it.
home.
From home in a thermos, so it's still warm. Granted,
Nice.
it's like 85 degrees. And probably like 95. It's hot in Savannah. I don't know why I'm eating soup all the time. Anyway, I use that, and I just kind of like get it from the handle, and I like swing it. Hits him like square in the jaw. He's out on the ground, and I was like, I was blinded at that moment. Like I saw red. I didn't know that I did it, and got called to the principal's office. Had to apologize. It was a dark time, you know. Had to do a lot of reflecting after that.
Wow. Did you get suspended?
No, there was.
See,
I don't even think I really got in trouble at all.
I expected. I was thinking this was like there's literally a cartoon called One Punch, right? I'm sure you're Chad of all people. You're familiar.
One
with
Punch Man.
Punch. Correct, One Punch Man. So you are One Punch Man as long as you have a thermos in your hand.
Dude, I'm 1 for 1. I'm batting 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, you can retire. You can retire with that. I mean, that is incredible.
But I'm also
I think
0 for 0 on being bullied, so technically by law of numbers, I am just a bully.
Well, no, because I feel
Dude,
like this person, you could say this person was bullying you. Like this person was pushing your buttons.
It was an instigation.
And
I was being instigated
Correct.
on, but I also don't know why he was doing that, so I might have also been instigating prior. I
you think you may
genuinely
have
don't remember.
caused the aggressive jingling against you.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Middle school was a weird time.
I'll tell you what. You wielded that thermos and causation or correlation, but you were never bullied again.
No.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, it's like a classic, you know, like the rough and tumble dads tell you if anyone's bullying you, you just gotta knock them out, and then you won't get bullied again. Or if you're like a new kid at a school, you got to pick out the toughest guy and put him on his tuchus. This is basically what you did, but you didn't do it aggressively. It was more so you were pushed to the limit. You blacked out. You dealt with the problem. And now you've got an amazing thermos Campbell soup knockout story to tell because of it. And you didn't
I'll
even
never
get
eat
suspended.
Campbell's noodle soup the same way.
You just had to apologize. Do you think about it every time you eat Campbell's soup? Any soup?
No,
for
but
that
I do
matter?
think about that guy a lot, actually. Like,
I wonder where he is today.
yeah. I could check. Friends of him on Facebook.
That'd be. Yeah. We'll follow up on that on next week's episode. If we had to poll
Sorry, Mike.
if we had to poll our viewers of which one of the three of us has knocked somebody out before, I don't think they would have picked you, Chad.
No.
I don't think so.
I think you would have finished
I would
last
personally
in
pick
the
Josh.
voting.
I would hope.
Correct.
I try to come off
Yeah.
that way intentionally.
You would pick me?
I think I would pick you just because I feel like, you know, like we talked about earlier, you feel things very strongly. And I feel like I would expect someone to have worked you up into such a rage that you reacted physically.
You know who has been probably the closest person to ever get me to nearly punch them?
Yvonne Trezak.
No.
Not Ivan Trezak.
You were
I know
there.
Chad knows.
Oh, I know. Biko, you were there.
Chad, you wanna go ahead and just bring it home?
Oh yeah, it was DJ Squints, aka the Tickle Monster, aka Nick Keldy, in Portland, Maine, when we were hanging out after the game. Just it descended into madness. Is all I'll say.
Yeah.
Were we in the broadcast booth?
No,
we were hanging out by that like semi truck.
Huh. In Portland, Maine, huh?
It's after Portland, and we're at the hotel, and we're hanging out by that semi-truck, and then Nick, we're taking some pictures and whatnot.
Yep.
And then Nick Keldy comes out there, and he's all talking about tickling everybody.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have the photo, actually, on me.
He started just following me, and then he was trying to chase me.
I completely remember.
And he was saying that he was going to tickle me. And I kept telling him, like, Nick, if you touch me one time, like, I will hit you. And he spent 20 minutes on this, just acting like he was about to do it. And the longer he spent, the more inclined I felt to hit him. And he finally gave in. He didn't do it, but we were so close, man. I'm telling you.
It was like a bull and a matador, like squaring off against each other.
Correct. He was one more move away from actually. I was a little worried you guys were going to tussle. Was that when Deeb was with us too?
I don't remember if Deeb was out there.
It was right before.
I remember Chris Haynes was
right
out there
before.
with us.
Oh my gosh. I had the picture on me. I left it in my desk. That is unfortunate.
I completely remember. I was getting a little worried. I had tears coming out of my eyes and laughter. I kind of wanted Nick to keep pushing just to see what would happen. Because we can anything with DJ Squids. If it rose to a physical altercation, I had complete confidence in being able to break it up, and also you guys being able to reconcile things afterwards. Because Nick was just being a little scoober. Like he was just being a rapscallion.
Yeah.
But he was, and I could see it in his eyes. He had mischief on the brain.
Yeah.
And he was very close
cheek
to pushing
cheek
you over
grin,
the edge.
like he wanted it so bad.
Yeah, he was in full glee. He was just filled with glee. Yeah, okay.
See, Josh, you're always the one
really
that's trying to, initiate the BTV tickle fight. And it's a bit concerning that you can dish it out but not take it. Which is the telltale sign of a bully. So
I don't know if I've ever once been the bully for anything. I've got to be honest here.
I believe you. I believe you. You like to goof around. You like to maybe, but it's always in jest and in a friendly manner.
I call it a good old-fashioned, ribbing, like just all in good fun.
Yeah. The reason why I said Joe Lytle is because when he came into the booth and, obviously goofs around with your statistical integrity, not much fires Josh up more than you bring his statistical integrity into question. And Joe's just goofing around, but,
I know.
There's some things you don't joke about. And stats, Josh Talevsky's stats is one of them.
No, look, there's an integrity of the game that we must keep. And I'm here to make sure that happens. Which, by the way, I finished comprehensively logging everything from the 2022 World Tour today. So I'm super stoked about that.
It's amazing having advanced stats compared to the little league statistics that I had kept track of along that 2022 tour. We have learned, and we've talked about this on the pod before, but we have learned a lot about our young sport, which was sitting right there in front of us. All we had to do was have someone sit down and watch the broadcast and log everything and then plug in a bajillion formulas to figure it all out. But son of a gun, you have learned a lot about the history of our sport, which is only 4 years old. So it's surprising that you could learn so much. But boy, it is a wild one. One that you mentioned to me today, 2022 tour. In the first inning, across 6 games, the Bananas walked off the inning 4 times, and in total, in those 6 games, in the first inning, of 4 walk-offs, they only had 2 hits.
Correct.
Yeah, that was the peak of the Party Animals pitching just being a massive thorn in their side. Once in a while, they'd have an untimely error, too. That was Party Animals gonna party animal on the 2022 tour. But boy, oh boy, those sprints with runners in scoring position to win back-to-back games multiple times. I mean, Montgomery happened in Savannah a couple times. I've gone on the record multiple times. There is nothing more anticlimactic or disappointing for me in banana ball than a walk-off sprint.
Yeah, just
throw strikes.
Yep,
I could throw strikes.
Chalk it up to wild pitches and chalk it up to sprints. That's the end of the story there.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Josh, we didn't get to talk about did we get to talk about your New Year's Eve wedding? Or I feel like that kind of got steamrolled by the cruise talk and having Yvonne on.
Yeah, no, we didn't talk about that. I mean, it was cool though.
Anything juicy there? I mean, yeah, it is a bold move. It's a bold move having your wedding on New Year's Eve. But did it pay off?
It's interesting because, I would like to think that probably everyone who was invited, and the exception may be like, the groomsmen and the bridesmaids and all those folks, probably had, plans already for, or at least, in their head had an idea of what they would do on New Year's Eve.
When did the wedding invite come out? I feel like these things are usually planned really far in advance. How far in advance do you plan your New Year's Eve?
Dude, I don't know. Maybe I got the invitation August or September.
You think that a lot of people at this wedding knew what they were doing on New Year's in August or September?
I had an idea.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's impressive. I mean, if you have a tradition, with people, but that's impressive. Okay, sorry for interrupting you. So, okay, yeah, it is. That's what I was getting at, though, that it is bold to supersede people's New Year's Eve plans / traditions and say you're going to spend it at our wedding this year.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But all in all, super, super nice wedding. I actually enjoyed it very much. I thought the venue was very nice. Outdoor wedding took place at 6 p.m. It was getting dark and it was a little cold, but I did dress for the occasion, which was nice. Got one little turtleneck with the suit. And felt pretty good about that one, Something different, something just to mix things up. I mean, how many winter weddings do you get to go to? So, that was fun. And they get married and everything, and then we hang out at the cocktail hour until, dinner and everything is prepared and whatnot. And
Sure.
what was very nice was that unlike the previous wedding, which was also a very nice wedding, but this one had an open bar. So it wasn't a dry wedding. This was a drenched wedding.
Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love that for the boys.
Yeah. And another kicker, man. I look at the little selection on the little bar that you walk up to. Tropicalias, man. Tropicalias were there.
Athens' finest.
I love it. So, we were partaking in some Tropicalias. And then dinner was delicious as well. Got to sit with all my old friends at the little table we got, so that was sweet. And then from 9:30 to midnight, it's just Dance Central. I mean, you got the DJ spinning a bunch of tunes. He played some heaters early. I mean, heaters. I was worried that he was just gonna play all his good ones too soon, and that we were gonna have nothing to bring in the new year and get really excited about. But he did a really good job of just keeping a nice, consistent flow throughout. Some classics in there as well. He went a little old school from time to time. Play That Funky Music came on, which I think is a wedding classic. I will die on that hill. That should be at every wedding. And so,
Wild Cherry.
Yeah, I got particularly excited for that song. And we're dancing it up. And I forget what song we're going to throughout the whole thing. And, I'm moving and everything. And I'm really getting into it. I was trying to stay in cruise mode. I found myself dancing as hard as I probably ever have in my life on the cruise. And wanted to keep it going at this wedding. And while I was dancing, I hit somebody. I don't think too hard, but I hit somebody. It was not good.
Was it bad? How bad did you hit them? Where did you hit them?
Probably in the arm or something like that. But
that's not bad.
You could hear the sound, I guess. It wasn't like I had a clenched fist, but I just kind of hit them, and I was like, I'm really sorry. Had to apologize. And then, some other. See, this isn't even the end of more unfortunate situations. It just kind of happened. I don't know what happened, why this happened. Cyndi Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" comes on at the wedding.
Legendary.
And for some reason,
you're a girl and you just want to have fun, right?
I'm not a girl, but I want to have fun,
Give me one of the girls.
Okay, so 50-50.
It's cool to be one of the girls sometimes,
Yeah.
maybe.
In spirit,
like brunch.
when that song comes on in spirit, I'm a girl. That's like,
We all want to be girls, I guess. Yeah.
I just want to. Well, yeah,
with the song.
especially if
With
they're
the
having
song.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Okay, continue.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get into that in a second. Yeah, the song comes on, and I am drinking my Tropicalia, and the song comes on, and I spit it out. I don't know why I spit it out, and I spit it all over another girl. and
During girls just want to have fun.
Yeah, and she like turned around because she noticed something wet had come on her arm, and I was just like, and she turns around and I'm right there, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, like I don't know what came over me here, you know. Like, I guess I'm just
Cyndi
really
Lauper's
shocked
Girls
that the
Just Wanna
fact
Have
that
Fun
girls
did.
just want to have fun is playing at the wedding.
Oh my gosh, that is way worse than just hitting somebody with an errant dance move. I mean, like that's like that happens most nights for me on the week.
You want the piece de resistance to this whole thing?
Yes,
Bring
I
it
would
home,
like
Josh.
that. I would like the piece de resistance, please.
Okay, so that whole thing has happened. I've spit on this girl. Very unfortunate. I feel terrible. I've apologized profusely. An hour later, the DJ, everybody's dancing. DJ stops. He's like, all right, we're going to slow it down now. And he gives some people a chance to, get a slow dance in, whatnot. And, so, I get off from around the middle of the dance floor and give all these people their time to dance together and enjoy a little romance on New Year's Eve. And this girl that I spit on earlier comes up to me as I'm just standing watching, and she's like, are you watching people slow dance too?
Oh.
And I was like, I feel like I know where this is going a little bit, like I think you want me to ask you to dance.
She wants to spit on you. Oh, okay, she wants to dance.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I think she wanted me to ask her to dance, in all honesty.
Okay, right.
And
by the way, real quick, we might drop off Instagram at any point. I think we dropped off at like the hour mark last time. I don't know why that happened, but just letting the people know that if we do drop off, you'll have to get the rest of this story on the YouTube, which Chad will be posting within 24 hours. Chad posts it when he posts it, and you can get off his case.
Friday morning.
Okay, Josh, continue. Friday morning. It'll be out Friday morning.
Yeah, it'll be out Friday. So yes, this person has approached me. She wants me to dance with her. And I'm just like thinking through this, like, oh man, I think like she scouted the wrong person. Okay, she scouted the wrong person, and so I turned.
She wants you to do it again. But okay, continue.
I just turned and I looked at her and I was like, I think I'm gonna go get a beer. And I went to the bar to get another beer.
And then you came back and spat on her again.
That was it.
Wow, you are one funny guy, Josh. That is.
I just.
What?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Steve made a good point earlier too. It's a good thing you didn't have a big can or a thermos of soup in your hand when you nailed that person that you were dancing with.
Yeah,
dude,
that is bad.
So did you did you not want to dance with this person? Did you not want to do a slow dance in general?
Who's to say? I don't know. Just wasn't right,
She comes up to you. She says, "You also watching all these people slow dancing?" 1,000 thoughts run through your mind. You turn to her. You said, "I think I'm gonna go grab a beer." Is that how it happened?
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go grab a beer.
She was having a Disney Channel moment.
Yeah, that could have been the love of your life.
See, but then there's an expectation.
Right. There's an expectation that the dance will be amazing.
Yeah.
And there's an expectation you'll take a swig and repeat the magic that you accidentally produced earlier. And you can't, but my third cousin on my mom's side always told me you cannot repeat a first spit performance. So that's tricky. I understand why you didn't want to try and live up to the hype.
I was there to to bust a couple moves
and we're off
on my
Instagram.
own. And I wasn't there to relive ballroom dance class in college.
And we're off Instagram. That was the perfect ending. I'm glad they got that story in, and the rest is on the tube as we foretold. You get an hour on Instagram. You get an hour, and you get what you get. And you don't get upset. Yeah, for sure. Oh man, Josh, you continue to amaze me in so many ways. I mean, like that is. You just crack me right up, man. That is some good stuff.
I'll try not to do that in 2024 or something, you know?
To not spit on girls or reject girls that ask you to slow dance?
I don't know. I'll think about it, you know?
I would recommend the latter.
I'll spend like 30 minutes just walking in like the woods and think about it.
Which would you rather do? Would you rather take a big swig and accidentally spit it all up on a woman or have to slow dance with a woman?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tricky. I could flip a coin.
Yeah, it could depend on the mindset,
could flip a coin.
Where you are, how you're
Right.
feeling, what's in your body. Yeah. Yeah. That's incredible.
I feel like the common answer that you would expect is just dance with the person.
Yeah, but you are not a common man.
What does that mean?
You're a unique human being, Josh,
Okay.
and I don't think anybody could ever possibly account. We're all unique human beings here. I mean, like, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but you know, you're a snowflake. There's no one like you out there.
I displayed the worst wedding etiquette of 2023.
Well, I will say that you know, unless you're in a situation where like this person who comes up to you and they are hinting at, you know, a possible slow dance, unless that, you know, you look at them and you're like, whoa, this is not something I want to be doing with this person. In the moment, you would think that you'd be kind of like in the moment of like, I'm at a wedding, open bar, Tropicalias are flowing. Let's get a little slow dance in. Like, let's become part of this beautiful moment out here instead of just going back and getting another Tropicalia.
It just made sense to go and get another Tropicalia, and then, you know, by the time I do that, maybe the slow dance is over, and we all get to go and boogie again. Otherwise, look, I mean, I'm thinking way, 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 way ahead here, but otherwise,
Okay.
you slow dance, and then you keep talking after that, and who knows what goes
the
from there.
implication of a slow
then-
dance.
and then there-
yeah, you can't just.
And
end
then
it
what
there.
if they ask for like a phone number or contact information so you guys can like get
jeez.
together again or something like
It'd be
that?
a nightmare.
And
You
then
don't want
and then
that.
and then what if
You're too
you
busy.
do? What if you do get together again? And
Oh no!
And you do
And then
that?
you do start enjoying this person,
and
and
what
then
if
it
you
all crumbles.
What if you
Yeah.
enjoy it the first time, and then you get together a second time, and this just continues to happen until you decide, hey, you know what? I think I want to enter a relationship with this person, and then
Right.
the relationship continues to go well, and then what if you decide, hey, I want to be in a relationship with this person for the rest of my life? And then you decide to enter into that, and then you've essentially cycled into the very thing that you might have been trying to avoid the whole time at the first wedding.
It's possible, and this is all going through your mind. Instead, you got a beer, and now you don't have to deal with any of it.
Yeah, that made me sound like I have commitment. Like I'm not opposed to ever getting married. That's for sure. But I just don't want to. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush
Oh, you're
it right now.
23.
Is the thing.
You're 23
Yeah.
years old. Yeah.
I don't wanna rush
It's
it.
your Reggie year. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I'm very happy that we were able to get the New Year's Eve wedding stories there. There's a couple gems in there.
It would have been really uneventful if you had just asked me that and nothing interesting had happened at all.
Yeah, I would have really regretted even
Like you just go,
questioning at all.
hey Josh, you know, we heard you were going to a wedding. What happened with that? And I was like, oh, nothing really. It was nice. And then that was it. You know, it would have been.
That would be
That would be bad. That's not good podcasting.
It's bad for our medium. Right.
Yeah.
We're in an audio medium, and no one wants to listen to that. That's nothing.
Agree.
So okay, that's terrific. I think the last thing I have is because I've been sending you guys a meme or two about it. You saw the tunnels at the shul in Brooklyn, New York. You guys see the Hasidic Jews tunneling.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I need some more context because I got through like 4 walls is what I heard all this information. Basically,
you got to be careful. You got to be careful on the internet. You never know what stories you're going to get. But from my understanding, what the most respected sources seem to say is basically this is a perfect way to end our podcast. Is that there was a rabbi who died in 1992. He was 94 years old. He was beloved in the Chabad movement. And some people in this Orthodox Chabad movement thought that he was the Messiah. And so they kind of split off into a minority of this movement, but then they weren't allowed in this temple, which is like the world headquarters of this kind of, Chabad Orthodox Judaism. They really wanted to study there because they felt like the Messiah taught there and preached there. And so they, while being barred from the synagogue, created a tunnel system from a building they could access. So when they knew that the main congregation wasn't there, they could tunnel in and worship there in the hours that it was empty. That is, I think, the most plausible story and what is being carried by the most reputable news sources. So that's basically the background. The reason why I bring it up is because I cannot believe that we do not have tunnels under Grayson Stadium. How do we not have? Tunnels would unlock so much from a show standpoint.
I wish.
Oh my gosh. And transportation and being able to go from one part of the stadium to another while being behind scenes. We should take a little piece from the Hasids here and start building some tunnels under there, because I think it could really create some big moments. Kind of like someone disappears somewhere, appears somewhere else.
I heard Disneyland
trap doors
has
under each base and stuff,
like that exact same system, and so it feels like it's perfect.
You would think a man of William Grayson's intellect would have thought about that all those years ago.
Correct. In 1941, when Grayson Stadium was rebuilt from its original form as a football stadium, built in 1926, municipal stadium. Yes, you would have thought that, even though I don't know the timeline of Disney World or Disneyland, which Disneyland was first, even though I don't think that was really created or public information that they had all these tunnels underneath it, if it was created, which once again I do not think it was. You would have thought that a general of his acumen would have been able to say, as far as the entertainment value for our national pastime, we could really pull off some pretty cool stunts if we had some tunnels under here.
Well, with these tunnels in New York, are they like nice, like wingspan wide, nice brick, concrete on the ground tunnels, or are you like, army crawling through rats and whatever else lies below New York to get to the synagogue?
From what I've seen in the videos, it's a combination of the two. It looks like it's mostly just like dirt. I mean, there's some stairs and stuff. It was kind of wild. Like, it is expansive underneath there, which is just, once again, I mean, I'll say it till the day I can't speak anymore. New York is the greatest city in the world, and the fact that there are all these unknown tunnels to the government just under everyone's buildings, and then you have the people there was the guy on Twitter who back in November was saying that he heard people speaking Hebrew or Yiddish under his first floor apartment, which there's not a basement in, and he was absolutely chastised and like turned into this pariah on the internet. Like, come on, you're hearing voices, you're crazy. And it turned out he was actually like right next to this place, and they were actually 100% underneath him. That's hilarious, first of all. It's just, it was dirt, but there was a lot of room in some of them, and then it did pan to one where it was like kind of looked like you would have to crawl through, and who knows how long it was. I would like some brick, cement. Like, I don't want to be crawling through dirt, and I don't want to be fighting off critters if I'm kind of trying to pull off a stunt that involves the tunnels, the hypothetical tunnels in Grayson Stadium.
I think we could do this ourselves. I mean, 3 guys, we're all able-bodied. Probably put some decent work into this.
Yeah, digging is cool.
Yeah, digging's fun. You ever go to the beach and just dig? Like, I would love to do that.
You just go with the boys and try to dig the biggest hole you can.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Why stop at Grayson Stadium? Like, we could connect our houses and,
yeah, that'd be sweet.
Have just an easy way to all all hang out. Even meet in the
Correct.
middle if you really wanted to. You know, just tunnel time with the
Dude,
boys.
I want to
Ooh,
tunnel
yeah.
to work.
Tunneling to work. That's what I'm saying. Like
Tunneling to work would be incredible.
I'm saying, you don't got to worry about traffic.
Bypass all the traffic.
I'm saying, easy.
Yeah. So there's something there for us. I mean, like, there's a lot of jokes about, like, you get enough dudes together in one room. Eventually, they're going to dig a hole. Yeah. So that's good stuff. So anyway, you never know where you're going to get the ideas, but I think that's the next big thing for Jesse. And obviously, Disney is part of his big three. I mean, it's Walt Disney, it's P.T. Barnum, and it's Bill Veeck.
Bill Veeck.
So, like, I'm sure when Bananaland is fully fleshed out, it'll be Tunnel City. So I feel like I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but I just want to make sure it's not forgotten. Can't go by the wayside.
I support
the
this.
possibilities that tunnels create.
I signed the Tunnel Act.
I'm pro tunnel.
Yeah, me too.
Beautiful. Well, this is a pro tunnel podcast, so yeah, we're all on board there.
Listen, I don't want to get political, but yeah.
Find me a presidential candidate that endorses tunnels, and he's got my vote.
Yeah.
Chad, what were you going to say before you got political?
I said I don't want to get political here, but we are pro tunnels.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I thought you were going to say something
Nope.
really inflammatory.
Nope.
All right, sweet.
Anti
cool.
tunnels.
Yeah,
Get out.
Whoa.
Get out.
Chad.
Oh, yeah.
Alienating
No.
our
Yeah, no,
audience.
that's cool.
Okay. Hey, I don't even want to hear the words anti next to tunnel.
Well, yeah, because he's saying that we don't want people who are anti-tunnel.
Correct.
No.
Like,
No.
I mean, views and listens are at a premium today, but we will not sell our souls for folks who don't like tunnels.
No.
Yeah.
Now, here's an ad for HelloFresh. I use it all the time.
I tunnel it into my stomach.
Anything's a tunnel if you
Beautiful.
think hard enough about it.
Couldn't agree more. Real quick, impromptu tunnel draft to close this one out real quick.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I don't
Okay.
know if I don't even know if I know tunnels.
Who wants to go first? Who wants the first tunnel?
I'll start.
Okay.
I'll take the tunnel that connects, that goes like underneath Boston. I don't know what that one is. When
It's
that,
a good tunnel.
Connects
It's a good
Boston
tunnel.
to the mainland.
Yep. Okay. Sweet. Josh, you want a tunnel here? You got one?
Dude, I don't think I know any specific tunnels. Like I
Okay.
feel like my intellect is not up to the task to draft tunnels necessarily. But no, so please just go ahead. Maybe I'll start to get something going here.
Well, why
Okay.
divide
100%.
just a group of tunnel lovers? Why can we not just share our favorite?
Yeah, we can. I mean, for me, it's tough. For me, my favorite tunnel is the Holland Tunnel. Obviously, it connects me to Manhattan, and
Yeah.
it's been very near and dear to my heart from my original stint in Jersey City when I was at the network to, modern day Biko when I'm in Bananaland virtually. So the Holland Tunnel, very important. The Lincoln Tunnel, also a big one for me, even though, that's much more so I was using it when I was at the network and trying to get to Lauren when she was in Jamaica, Queens at St. John. So both those tunnels have been very important to my life and my love life at that matter. Also, the Battery Tunnel that can get you from Manhattan to Brooklyn. I mean, I think those are basically. There's also the Queens Midtown Tunnel, which gets you from Queens to Manhattan. So there's 4 tunnels right there. I mean, that's That's probably my draft. That's about all the tunnels I know.
I couldn't have named.
But
a
I
single
love them
other
all.
tunnel.
More tunnels than me.
I was going to be really stretching the definition of tunnel.
I don't actually love the Queens Midtown Tunnel. It's a toll, and there's so many ways to get from Brooklyn or Queens to Manhattan without a toll. Like, just take the Brooklyn, Manhattan, or Williamsburg Bridge, and it'll take a couple minutes more. Why would you ever pay like $8 to the government to go underground when you could go above ground and get a great view? So I rescind my love of the Queens Midtown Tunnel. There's a absolutely sweet tunnel in somewhere in northeastern Europe. I think it's, Newfoundland or Norway or something. That's like a bridge tunnel, goes under the ocean. That's an awesome one. Can't name it, but it's a tunnel I'd like to explore.
I've got 3 tunnels.
Wow.
Look at you.
Yep.
What do you
Give it to
got?
us.
Got 3 tunnels. So you know what tunnels I like? How about like those tunnels in movies when like The guy is on top of the train fighting somebody, and then, it's coming to the tunnel. How are we going to survive? Because the tunnel isn't high enough to even, like, fit them, you know? Like, they might die if they don't get...
Yeah, they got to go prone.
Yeah. Those tunnels are cool. And they're always, like, really long tunnels. Also cool.
We went through an amazing tunnel on our trip from Savannah to Charleston, West Virginia. You guys remember that tunnel? Some people were holding their breath on the bus.
I didn't go to Charleston.
Oh, that's why you don't remember.
And I
Sorry, brah.
went early and was not with you.
So you flew?
Drove separately.
So
But, like,
maybe
2 days
maybe you
earlier.
were... Yeah, maybe you were resting your eyes when
Yeah,
the
I don't
tunnel
remember this
happened.
tunnel.
Yeah, the real ones will remember that tunnel. That's a good one. I think that's pretty much all the tunnels.
Gosh,
Dude,
2 more tunnels.
How about this one? How about
You've got 2 more, that's right.
Yeah, how about this one? You go to the amusement park. How about the Tunnel of Love?
Ooh.
Great tunnel.
Great tunnel.
Are you
Classic.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Great tunnel.
A lot of good-
You like getting the little
good
swan?
contents.
You get in the little swan
Yeah.
car and like float down water or something like that. Sometimes it's on a track.
Get a little smooch when it gets dark.
Well, no, but I mean maybe if you guys have, like, that's cool. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually
never-
been on a tunnel of love.
I've never been in a tunnel of love, but I've seen it in popular pop culture.
Right.
Not just pop culture. The most popular of pop culture I've seen the love tunnel in,
Like
you know,
Archie.
cartoons, and sometimes they're scary though. Sometimes you go in a love tunnel and it's like a horror movie, and
Yeah,
people,
that's true.
You know, like sometimes there's like the animatronic things, and kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's, they slash and hack you up. So
Yeah.
I'm a little scared of them. I don't really trust love tunnels. But
Not
that's
good.
a good note. By you.
Another
You got another tunnel?
Yeah, another great. This kind of it's a different type of tunnel. But how about this? How about Bruce Springsteen's Tunnel of Love album? That's a good tunnel.
Great tunnel.
Different tunnel, also associated with love. It's a good one.
It's a good album. So it's a good tunnel.
Yeah.
Is it not?
No, it's good. It's good. I like the little tunnels that cats have. Cats really love those little tunnels.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah. I think that's all the tunnels I can think of.
I don't think there's any
Hamster
other
tunnels?
tunnels.
Oh, no, I don't. I think we've pretty much got all the tunnels. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 more, maybe 3 or 4 in the world. But, I mean, we've got the 4 in New York City and the love tunnels.
Yeah.
And the ones for cats. So
And trains.
and the Boston one. So,
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I think we've done a bang-up job here.
Yeah, great work, guys.
Tunnel
Really
doesn't
good
sound
work.
like a word anymore.
All right.
Yeah. You guys getting burgers tonight, huh? Some more
Yeah, no
burgers?
doubt.
Burger Wednesday?
Yeah, we actually got to get moving on that too because our burger shop or truck closes at 7:30. It's currently 6:33. We don't got to go very
All right.
far, but Zach Bro
You
is
going back to
texting
the
us saying,
OG?
"I'm very hungry."
No, new truck.
Oh, new burger truck.
New truck, new
truck.
burger.
Savannah
All right,
smashed.
sweet.
We went
I
to
love
Crispy
it.
last week, actually.
Crispy, which was also new for you?
No, that was the
That's
OG.
the tried and true.
Oh, it's Crispy. That's the one right outside the
Two
the
Tides.
brewery there.
Yeah.
Two Tides.
Yep.
I still have never been. That's
I got
it's insane
a-
that I've never
We'll
been to Two
change
Tides.
that. We'll fix that.
I got a burger
I'd like
rito last time we went. Last week. Because I was like, I'm not really feeling a hamburger. Maybe I'll get their crunch wrap. Because they have a
Yeah.
crunch wrap. And I saw the burger rito, and I was like, come on. You gotta,
Yeah,
you can't not try
You've
it.
never said no to one of those. A burrito,
No.
kind of a tunnel. It's a tunnel
Wow.
of closed up. It's a closed up tunnel with delicious contents inside.
True.
Burritos, the only tunnel we hadn't checked off.
Yeah, that's such a good.
All right, well, you rapscallions enjoy this new burger journey at this new truck, and we'll see where it ranks when we chat again next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Real quick before we end it, I wanted to do this last week, but I forgot. I want to give a shout out to a friend of the show, Brian Nichols, aka Sexy Sax. Him and his band,
Legend.
Cam and his Damn Jam Band.
They're good.
They just released their first studio album called The Paradise Experiment, and it's fantastic. Highly recommend everybody go check it out. Brian puts down the nastiest, most sensual, beautiful licks on a saxophone I have ever heard, and it is just amazing to listen to.
Yeah.
Gotta
the kind
shout
of stuff
that
you
out.
want to hear in a love tunnel. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Oh yes. The reverberations would be insane.
Yeah, guy can play the heck out of a Careless Whisper. I trust him.
Oh yeah.
What he can do on the sax, and this is not even a joke, is most certainly illegal in some countries in the world.
Yes.
No doubt.
Definitely.
Probably in Iowa.
He's
Would get you burned at the
preposterous.
stake if you did that in like colonial times.
Well, we got to see. I mean, they allowed him to play his sax when we were in Des Moines, and we're going back, so maybe we'll have to carry that around and see if we could test that out a couple more times. They did have, as you noted in your PowerPoint, some bizarre laws in Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll test out the two dudes kissing law and see if we get in trouble next time we're there.
It's just mustaches.
It has to do with the mustache, yeah. But it is dudes, right? Or if you have
Just
a mustache,
anybody
you can't
with a
kiss
mustache.
a woman too.
Yep.
All right, that's
Wow.
way
Woman too.
more. You can't kiss anybody with a mustache.
No. Not in public.
Not in public. Okay, well, we'll put that to the test. We'll see how stringent they are in their
Cops instantly get
culture out
called.
there.
Yeah, do it right in front of a cop car.
See what
Yeah.
happens.
All right, sweet. Pick me. This was a blast, fellas, as per usual. Let's wrap it up. That's a podcast.
Yeah.
We just did our 7th podcast.
I'm gonna still end us with
Darn
a
right.
musical moment. I'm just going off the cuff
Ooh.
really quick.
Oh, yep.
'Cause I feel like we got to stay on
need it.
theme here.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna go off the dome
we'd be in
here.
trouble if we didn't do that.
We've been talking about some jingles. I'm just gonna go one
Yes.
verse, and I'm gonna spruce it up, tailor it to something that's very relevant. Chad and Josh are gonna get burgers, and they need cash now. Call one. Call JG Wentworth.
JJ
877 cash
877
now.
cash now.
877 cash now.
now.
877 cash now. Yeah, little boof, but that'll do.
Perfect.
All right.
Excellent work, guys. Excellent work.
Oh, that was amazing.